And boop, boop, up, up, up. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Indie TTRPG Nights with Avery and Vico.
Hello and welcome.
We're back. It's been a while since we've seen each other's beautiful faces.
It's been a time.
It's been certainly a time. Um,
Sorry about that.
why?
It's
Well, because life.
because life.
Because life is a mess sometimes, and sometimes people need sleep.
I just
And
made my webcam view even worse.
But look at the quality of it though. It's like
Right?
4K. It's so good. You got a new camera. I'm so excited.
I do have a new camera.
It's you're just shining in so many pixels. So many pixels. Look at that. All arranged in a perfect order to show
Can you
Vico.
see all of my horrible pores? I sure hope
I'm
not.
I'm staring in deep into your eyes right now.
Oh god.
Anyway,
Well,
we're here to play another TTRPG. Indie TTRPG. Blah, 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 blah. Indie TTRPG. There we go.
the one we've been promising for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Orichalcum by Justin Queeret. I
Yes.
think I said the name right.
I'm
Hopefully I said the
I
name right.
think you did, maybe.
That's every episode of this show is always beginning with us being like, hi, and then me being like, I don't know how to pronounce names. And then we do something and that for an hour and then realize that we made each other feel gay about spaceships. That's sort of our
Yeah.
MO, kind of.
Yeah.
Sort of how it be sometimes.
I was noting to Avery earlier that what seems to happen is that when she picks the games, we get really gay about spaceships or something. And when I pick the games, we do city builders.
You're not
Um,
wrong. But city builders are a ton of fun, and we keep finding new ones to play, which is great.
yes.
And this one is a fun one because it's more about it's pretty short. It's only like 9 pages, and um, it's all about like describing an ancient society that like used to exist but now doesn't, and now like how the current society exists based off of that, which is pretty interesting.
Yes. Would
Yeah.
Would you like me to read the intro?
Sure. Do we have any announcements before we start? We
Um,
always forget about that.
I have none. I'm slowly chipping away at writing my own TTRPG.
Soon.
Soon. It is tentatively titled Cyberpunk, um, and it is about neon Nazis kicking. Or no, fuck. It is about neon Nazis, but it's specifically about eating, like kicking their asses. It's about neon Vikings
There we
with
go.
like hard light war axes and shit, and going up to neo Nazis and trad caps and just hitting them.
As one should do. As everyone should do.
It's anti-white nationalist. It's queer. It's full of fun, dumb shit. I don't know. Look, I just write the thing.
Look, I just work here. uh yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm excited to see more about that.
Thank you.
You're are you gonna be streaming tomorrow?
I hopefully will be.
That's all we can ask
Um,
for is a hope.
that's
And
all we can ask for.
these
I
days,
might employ my nice shiny new webcam for some nice shiny high quality embroidery streaming.
ooh, that'll be fun.
Yes.
And
Well,
then,
I sure hope so.
yeah, and then hopefully, if all things go well, which, you know, that's all we can ask for, Tuesday will be the return of Stars I Shall Find, a Star Trek TTRPG campaign that is going to be great. We've been off for like 2 weeks since then, but it's
That's
been a
fine.
time. It's been a time. It's fine. And then Wednesday,
Multiple
yeah,
people needed a lot of sleep
yeah.
last Tuesday,
We
and
have a
so
we have a Welsh friend in the group, and so we need a Welsh friend to sleep sometimes because it's roughly about midnight whenever we start playing. Um,
yeah,
so sleep is important. So we want to make sure our Welsh friends get sleep.
sleep
And
is my best friend.
me too. And then the nap I took earlier today was choice. I was like choice. Anyway, then on Wednesday we'll be coming back hopefully for another video game stream. Don't know when you want to do that. I kind of want to stream Phasmophobia, but I have to get some
And
people to play with me. So
I will not be doing that because I'm a weenie and I hate being scared. I have multiple anxiety disorders, so I deal with fear enough in my general personal life.
that's true. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, and then nothing until next Saturday. We'll hopefully be here again. We're saying hopefully a lot. Everything we do is tentative because life.
Life.
Yep.
I
Okay.
do not control when the migraines happen.
We do not, cannot control the rate in which life happens. All right. I think
Or
that's yeah. That's all I've got.
all I've got.
Cool. Why don't we start Orichalcum by Justin Queerett?
Orichalcum. Um, so allow me to read the intro because I think it really sets up how the game, like the mood of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Long ago, the Empire sat upon valleys of a magical substance called Orichalcum. It could produce miracles, and it fueled the Empire's reign over our people, the exiles. They were pushed to the fringes of the Empire and away from the Orichalcum up onto the mountains. The Empire knew its digging would bring about a great storm, but this portent did not forestall its greed. It continued to dig, and the storm came. The valleys became seas, and the inhospitable mountain tops the exiles were forced upon became lush islands. Although devastated by the deluge, they eventually recovered and rebuilt. Today we are lost islanders. We were at sea when a storm swept us into the depth. The remaining orichalcum we find keeps us alive, but the terrain is unfamiliar. To find our way home, we must sift through the ruins and our memories of the Empire. But in our remembering, we must not forget what we have created for ourselves.
Sick. That's all I
So
have to
this
say about it.
is this is a game played with cards, and drawing and the imagination, I guess.
Yep. So we have two little screens on here. One for the cards and one for the drawing. Hopefully, well, if you notice, you can see my mouse like 3 times on the screen. That's life, baby. We're just gonna have to live with it.
Yep.
So if that bothers you, I'm sorry. That's just how it
I
has to
wish it
be.
were not so, but unfortunately it is.
If I had my way, I would have like 15 different monitors all doing different things at once. Because that is how my brain works. Anyway, so how do we play this game, Vico?
How do we play this game? So, first, we must choose an exile tile. Um, The exiles each remember the Empire through a unique lens. Choose an exile tile to describe your people or make your own. On the back of the tile, draw a rough outline of your island home. Leave enough room to add in additional details, such as terrain and features. We're not going to draw them on the back of the tile, we're going to draw them in our... in here.
Yes. Oops, I accidentally drew.
Oops.
Oops. So do we each pull an exile card, right? Or do we only draw one?
It's not clear, but I think we only draw one.
Let's only draw one for now, because I think that makes sense for our people. So I'll draw it. So
Okay.
Can you make this bigger?
Yeah. Give me a second.
So I can read it. It says the Wardens, I know that.
So mouse over it now.
I'm mousing over it.
Okay, so it should enlarge when you do that. Don't click on it. Just Okay, do you see the little, like, it looks like a toolbox over on the...
Yeah.
Can you click on that?
Okay.
And go to edit table.
Edit.
Are you in it?
Yeah.
Right click on the deck. And go to edit deck and then scroll down to where it says enlarge and enlarge card on mouse hover or long press.
Hang on. Oh, there we go. Enlarge.
You should probably do that to the other deck too.
Haha! I did it. Alright.
Yay!
Wardens, the Empire dug deep, our roots dug deeper. And let me do that to the other one while we...
This is what happens when we don't test our setup before starting.
Yep, that's fine.
These things happen.
You just get to see the behind the scenes things. Part the curtain.
Part the curtain. Okay, now we draw 5. We shuffle the pillar tiles and we draw 5, but we're only going to be playing 3, and we're going to be playing them one at a time.
Okay. So here, I'll put them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will click, 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 click. Should I not have done that?
I think you should probably not have done that.
Cool. Pretend you saw nothing.
Okay. So we have our exiles, so now we need to draw our island.
Right, so I'm going to switch over to here.
So what kind of island do we got?
Why don't I draw half of it and you draw the other half?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now you go. Nice. Okay. There we go.
Yeah. Looks kind of like a Muppet.
It does look a little bit like Gonzo. Like there's the yeah, that's a little Gonzo-y. All right. Next up.
All right. So now we are drawing pillars.
Okay.
The ocean floor is littered with ruins of the empire called pillars. They have remained discarded under the waves since the cataclysm, but we have not forgotten them. Shuffle the stack of pillar tiles, draw 5. We've already done that. So now we take turns placing the tiles to build out a map. When you place a tile, sketch the ruins on the pillar tile. Place it adjacent to any other pillar tiles in play, and remember. To remember, ask one player to describe the role of the pillar within the empire. Then the player who placed the tile draws a feature on their island related to that pillar and explains how it shows they are different from the empire. So it looks like we were supposed to each have our own island, but it's whatever. We can just keep playing with one island. Okay. So we are trying to get from where we are back to our island.
Right. Okay.
So we want to start by grabbing one of these cards.
Right.
Start with this one, which I have just grabbed, which is the wall, how we deny outsiders.
Okay.
So we want to place like the card somewhere on the map. I guess we can just do that with some like text, a little text box.
Or we can draw it. I think we can just draw it.
Yeah, we can draw it.
Yeah. Do you want to draw it since you drew it? You drew the card, so you draw the thing. Hey.
Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Are those like spikes in the wall?
Yeah, no, it's just a visual representation. I don't. So let's. Okay. So now we remember. Um, so we describe the role of the pillar within the empire.
Okay. So you technically ask me. So
Yeah. So Avery, what was the role of the wall within the empire?
so at least with this specific wall, it's more symbolic than anything. But it was originally built to keep out the wilds, quote unquote the wilds, capital W wilds, of those who weren't exactly desirable in this city, this capital city in the empire. It was said to have been insurmountable wall. Um, no one could get over it. No one could get through it. No one could get under it. It was a fortress of protection against the quote unquote darkness outside. Um, but what it really was just a symbol of oppression and exclusion, of those the Empire deemed in undesirable, just like the exiles and everyone who got lumped in with them and who were like them in any way, shape, or form. Yeah.
Okay.
So then, technically, now you're technically supposed to draw the feature on their island, on the island related to that pillar.
And explain
Oh,
how it
yeah.
shows
Okay.
that they're different from the Empire.
Okay.
Okay, it says for your first tile, provide both physical and historical details of the pillar. This will give you an opportunity to introduce the nature of your people to the other players. Uh,
Yeah.
whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think we were each supposed to draw 3 tiles, but since we're only playing with one island, I think we should be fine.
Yeah, I think we're okay. We're playing fast and loose with the rules here. What's that? You created this game and want us to play by your rules? Fuck that. Get out
So
of here.
now we draw a wall on our island and describe how it differs from the Empire.
Thanks for completely ignoring my little joke that I did. I was trying to be cool and funny, and you kind of barreled straight through it and was like, you know what? We're just gonna do that.
You know how sometimes, like, when you have ADHD and you're talking to someone, and sometimes your brain just skips, like, does a hopscotch directly over what they're saying to what you're gonna say next?
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened.
Okay.
I did like your joke, though. Now
Thanks.
that I'm like, now that I'm allowing it to process within my brain's like
It wasn't that funny.
core.
It wasn't that funny. I was just being mean to the person who created
Fine, I
this, who
hated it. Fuck
graciously
you.
who graciously created this game. I was just being mean to them. It's fine.
Fuck. Okay, a wall.
Draw the wall.
Draw the wall. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking.
It's a wall, Vico.
Yeah, but I mean, it has purpose and meaning, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of purpose and meaning it would have.
It's a wall, Vico.
Fine. It's um. Oh, that just looks like an eyebrow.
Well, we can't see it yet. The stream can't see it yet. So
You can't,
once you finish drawing it,
but I unclicked it, so
oh, there
it
we
should
go.
be visible.
There we go. It does look like an eyebrow on a face of Gonzo. Yes, it does.
How do I delete it? I want to get oh no.
Um, no, it looks like you're just gonna have to live with that.
I don't wanna.
You just have to live with what you done.
Oh no. I'm just gonna keep adding to it.
Now it looks like an eye.
Yeah.
Do we just want to start
Um
over?
yeah, can you get rid of everything that I just did?
Not without getting rid of the island. So, hang on.
Oh no.
Hang on. I'll move it and then I'll do this. There we go.
Thank God.
Try again.
Okay. Try again. Um, it's gonna be a circle.
Very nice.
It's a circle, but it has three big gates on it.
Okay.
And the gates are always open. Um, well, almost always open. We close them at night. The main village is within uh the wall. Um,
Okay.
and everyone is welcome to come in or go out of it. Um, and we only close the gates at night to keep out like wild beasts. Um, which is totally different from what the Empire was doing because we're not keeping people out. And we allow people to come in or out at any time. They're not trapped inside and they're not trapped outside, except at night.
Except at night when you are trapped.
when you are trapped. Um, I don't know where I'm going with this. So that's
That's that.
yeah.
Okay. I'll
It's
draw
not
them.
about keeping people. It's not about keeping people out. It's about protecting the people.
The wall becomes a symbol of protection and not of oppression.
Yes,
Cool.
which is probably just some clever cultural doublethink.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
but that's just how it be sometimes.
You gotta do what you can to sleep at night.
Yeah. Anyway, it's your turn.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Ooh, the dungeon. How we punish lawbreakers.
So you want to place that next to a tile that's already been played.
So, but I can see how why we would have our own islands and why we would have our own hands now.
Yeah, me too. Some games are games that you can only really figure out how to play by actually playing them.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we do this? Because we're still early in the game. What if I move your island over a little bit and I'll make my own island?
Okay.
This way we can play the game closer to how it's supposed to be played. So let me draw
Yes.
my island.
Then let me draw some more pillars.
Yeah, and put them in your hand and well.
One. I'm only gonna draw four because I've already placed one.
Right. Okay.
Maybe I should also draw an exile card.
Yes. Actually, I'll draw it because your island will be the exile. Will be the wardens.
Okay.
The Trailblazers. The Empire stumbled in darkness. We brought them the light. Cool. And I'll take these into my hand. Okay. So I have the dungeon. Actually, let's do here. You put the wall. Let's see here. So do here. Here we go. There we go. It's coming together. Half hour in, we're doing it.
We're getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere.
We're going places.
All right. So actually, let me draw one more. There we go. All right, the dungeon. So let me. We'll have this represent that. Okay. So the dungeon. I have to ask you what the role of the dungeon is within the Empire.
I
Vico.
think the dungeon. hmm, The dungeon is a deep, um, like a fire, but in reverse. It's a pit, and it goes down and down and down into the earth. Um, and the deeper you go, the more like quote unquote heinous your crimes are, but it's usually like shit like just not falling in line with what the Empire wanted you to do.
Okay.
It was a threat in some ways, used to make people fall in line and kind of follow the status quo.
Okay. That sounds cool. All right, let me draw my thing now. So it says the pit, so I'm gonna do this.
I was gonna say it was like a mine and you were sentenced to like labor, but there is literally a card among the pillars called the mine. So plus that might make it too much like Mistborn.
There we go. So that's underground. Hang on, that's underground. There we go. That looks like it makes sense, right?
Don't forget to place the tile somewhere on the map, not
Oh,
just on your island.
oh, okay.
That's like the literal pillar, and then you also get
right. Okay.
the extension of it on your island. It looks like us. It looks like a grub.
It does look like a grub, but it's supposed to be like the reverse pillar, the reverse spire going down.
Grub.
Hey. Okay.
I love it. It's cute.
Okay.
Tell me about the dungeon on your island.
um so since the fall of the empire, we've done away with prisons and dungeons. Um Now everything is, support based
Mm-hmm.
and working on the sources of crime and stuff like that. Prison reform, all that. Um, the dungeon now is used as it's used nowadays as a monument to the past, about never forgetting, about remembering the the times when our people and or the these groups of people were put in here for practically no reason, or um stuff like that. And so it's more now of like a museum piece and a scary story to tell at night to your kids to make them behave, um, about all the horrors that went down there, and like here's how we can do better than what this happened here. I think that's how that goes. That's all I got.
Okay, I can vibe with that. So, uh, do I draw our next pillar?
Yes.
The road, how we navigate the land. So I'm gonna put it like, because you're supposed to put it next to something that's already been next to a pillar that's already been placed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna put it here, if you can see. But why don't you describe it to me first?
Okay. Mm. I'm thinking uh in like real world terms about how the the roads of Rome kind of thing where the empires past used the roads as a way of control, basically used it as like a symbolically as like a long chain that surrounded the its territory, and it used it as um a way to like once you know a road is paved in this town, that's how you know it belonged to the empire now, because they can get to it quicker now, and that's not a good thing. um so that's how they managed to keep a good control, like a tight grip of control over the people there, even when they weren't there. By having the symbolic road just go straight through your village or your town, and have it be specially paved and in Orichalcum, and it showed the power and strength of the empire. And that's that.
Okay, let me oof. Wrong color. Let me get this drawing in here. Uh, it's just symbolically a chain.
Okay.
The road is actually shaped like a chain, but it's symbolically a chain.
Nice.
Um, oop. And on our island, there's doot, 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 doot. The island of the Wardens doesn't have roads so much as it has like natural paths that have been carved out of the wilderness. But dotted along those paths are like way stations that travelers can stop at to shelter for the night or pick up supplies as they venture around the island. Um, so rather than being a form of control, the pathways that are made on the Warden's Island are more a way of like freedom and the ability to safely travel out beyond the wall to be elsewhere, knowing that the other people of the island will provide for you while you're out in the woods, as it were.
Hmm. I dig it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sleepy bitch.
Nice. Okay. I
Sleepy bitch disease.
so I'm putting down the cemetery.
Ah.
And I will draw that promptly. I will draw a tombstone.
Nice epitaph.
Thanks. And
It
then
looks like an angry ghost.
you look like an angry ghost.
Thank you.
I hate you. You're my worst
because
enemy.
I didn't rise to your challenge.
You're my worst enemy. All right. Describe the role of the cemetery in the Empire.
I think how you were laid to rest in the Empire very much had to do with your station. So the upper class, the nobles, and especially the like emperors and empresses uh, got like these big gaudy tombs inlaid with orichalcum and riches, and like the wealthy but less powerful got like fancy mausoleums, and as you went down like in the class system, it got like less and less showy until like you had maybe just a stone or even nothing. um some people would spend like their entire life saving up for the grave that they would have, um, because in some ways your grave was like, if you had a good one, then you were set for the afterlife.
Hmm.
And if you had a bad one, then you were gonna struggle in the afterlife.
Nice. So, hang on while I draw it. Okay. Yes, these are being drawn on purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell me about them.
These are funerary mounds, wherein these structures would be built and earth laid upon them, and inside would be the person being buried, and a written or a depiction and description of their relationships and their deeds throughout life. And the grander the more it's the grander the mound and the inscriptions and the statues inside, um the more you have done and the more people you have connected with in your life. And so it's different from the empire in that its worth is defined not by wealth and not by status, but by connection and by deeds. So those who have done many good things in life and have made many, many friends and many, many companions throughout life would receive a glorious funerary mound. I'm blanking on the actual word for it, which in certain cultures,
Cairn,
care no, not cairn.
burial,
Oh, I'm gonna have to look it up. Hang on.
barrow.
I think it's a barrow. Yes, barrows. That's the word I'm looking for. So yeah,
All
so the
right.
those funerary barrows. Yeah, and so that's how it's different from the empire. The relationship towards the afterlife and death is more focused on, you know, deeds and goodwill and actions, rather than wealth and power and status.
All right.
Yep.
Coolio. Tis my turn. The spring, how we clean our bodies.
Ooh.
Um, so I'm just gonna start drawing a bathtub while you tell me about how that shit worked in the Empire.
Oh man. Okay. Um, how we cleanse ourselves. Okay. So in the Empire's day, they would be almost um excess in cleanliness, which um might seem like a good thing most of the time, but they would scour themselves and lavish themselves in these baths, um, in ways that probably weren't or aren't, um, exactly healthy. And they would try to cleanse their bodies when it never needed to be cleansed, and they would, um, do anything to rid themselves of supposed like deformities and um, blemishes. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Blemishes that would make them seem lesser or in the eyes of their peers. So they took these baths and they took these things to cleanse themselves, and when it really was hurting them and causing much pain and not helping at all. Definitely not like things that are happening today. Definitely
Okay.
not.
I'm gonna draw just some. There's supposed to be like waves. So once a year, the people will, like, on the new year, will go to this one specific bay and they'll bathe in the seawater and like sort of let the ocean wash away and carry away the troubles of the previous year so that they can see the year, like greet the new year like spiritually clean. um and some people will do it like more often than just that, like before starting a really big new project or moving on to a really big like new step in their life, they'll go and like ritually cleanse themselves at this bay. But generally speaking, people are just kind of like they'll wash off mud and dirt and like and stuff, but that's like it. They don't take it to excess, and appearance isn't really like a big issue as long as you're like as long as you're not like tracking like dung and whatever around. People don't really care that much. It's just like, oh, you have dirt under your nails. Everyone does.
Right.
Whatever. You're a little stinky. Everyone is.
We're all a little stinky.
Let's get back to work.
Right. Nice.
Hi, baby boy. Baby
Is it
boy.
him?
It is him.
He's here.
Get back into camera range.
He's sticking his butt in the frame.
Yeah, he is. Here he is.
Here he is.
He's knocking my mouse off of the thing that I use my mouse on. There he is. Ah.
Oh man. There he is.
Oliver Cam.
Oh. Baby lad.
Precious boyo.
You get scritches.
Baby boys. Good baby boys get scritched.
Very important content.
Super important. Yeah. Look at them ears. Look at them cheeks. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna keep doing this. You can draw your next pillar card if you want.
Okay. All right.
Oh, this is actually gonna be the last pillar card.
Yep. So this is the longhouse, how we feed the hungry. And I'm going to draw a longhouse over here. Don't think too hard about how this looks. Okay.
It's okay, I'm not gonna judge you. You're drawing with a mouse.
Yep. Okay. So this is so tell me about the longhouse. How did the Empire feed their hungry?
I think on big like festival days, the Empire would do like charity like food feeding, like like the Roman bread and circuses thing of like if we give them some bread and we keep them like entertained, the masses aren't going to rise up. And it was very much, it definitely wasn't as much as people like actually needed, and it often wasn't going to the people who needed it most. But it created this veneer of, oh, the Empire actually does care about us and the fact that we need food, even though it was like really the most paltry, barest thing that could happen. And anytime there was like a little bit of rebellion going on, the Empire would be like, oh, well, maybe we won't provide you with like dry crackers and flat soda on festival day. So basically, like how corporations will be like, as if we can make it through a month without any like complaints or incident reports, then we'll have a pizza party. So that discourages people from actually like reporting things because then everyone else will be like, you cost us our pizza party.
Oh no, the pizza party.
Oh no, the pizza party.
Hmm.
Anyway, I fucking hate pizza. I do not like pizza, and I hate the concept of the pizza party.
Where is this coming from? Oh my god.
I don't like pizza. I don't like tomatoes. I think marinara sauce is the worst thing that has ever been brought into the culinary world.
I'm
Um,
being bombarded with facts right now, with knowledge about you. What is happening here?
and the pizza that I had as a child, that the cheese would always like come off on the first bite, and then I would just be left with like soggy dough that was covered in gross marinara sauce. It sucks.
Oh my god.
I'm scarred for life. I don't like pizza.
You poor thing. What?
Plus, like the pizza that you get from like chain restaurants is always so greasy
That's a good
and just
thing.
like wet. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, people at my school used to like blot it with napkins because it was just like dripping grease.
Yeah. Oh my god. I don't know if I can keep playing with you right now.
Have I stunned you with my pizza hate? I also hate
Yes.
Oreos.
That I knew.
Just in if we're talking about like beloved foods that I strongly dislike. Um,
The rest of the show is going to be just me baffled by the things you don't like.
I hate Oreos.
I knew this about you, and that's something I can get past. And like I can like and I'm like not judging you for not liking pizza, but I am judging you.
I do like broccoli and asparagus.
See, I don't understand because those both
Broccoli's good.
broccoli is all right. I won't badmouth broccoli just because I don't like it because I am an adult and I don't
It's
disparage
good and
other
it's good
people's
for you.
foods that they like. Can we get back to the I don't can we get back to the
Yeah,
game?
tell me about the longhouse on your island and how it differs from the way the Empire did it.
Okay, fine, I guess.
Meanwhile,
I'm
you have to live forever with the knowledge that I hate pizza.
I'm gonna live with you soon, and I have to deal with this. What happens when we get pizza? When I want pizza, am I never gonna eat pizza again?
We can get pizza. We can get pizza and I'll get like cheesy garlic bread or something.
All right, fine. Okay. Oh, jeez.
I've really rocked Avery's world with this. Tell me about the longhouse, Avery.
Well, they have pizza every night.
Oh,
No, the it's a there's one in every village, in every town on the island, and each one is filled to the brim with excess food that people make and leave that they leave out for those who are in need. Um, and they find actually that when people have free access to food, whenever they even then they eventually will be able to produce food, and then they leave it at the longhouse, and then it's just a cycle, a positive growth cycle of just a longhouse filled with food that really ends up becoming a place of storage rather than a place to feed the hungry, because so many people have already been fed that they haven't needed to empty their stores um, ever since. they've begun this, and they've actually like hollowed out the old bread and circus like coliseums and turned those into places to store food because they have so much excess. Aha,
Nice.
there we go. And they eat pizza every goddamn night.
Shit.
Pizza and Oreos.
Horrid.
Oreo pizzas every single fucking night.
Cat no banana face. Anyway, we've both placed 3 tiles, so now it's time to go home.
Oh, finally.
Once you have fully explored the ruins of the Empire, you recall the path to your island. Place your exile tile on the map, island side up. We kind of already have it on the map because we're not playing with like physical cards that we can move around and draw on. Um, Relax, breathe, and describe what it feels like to be back home.
Be back home again. I'll be home for Christmas. Kind of like that. Or.
Doot, 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 doot. I'm
Oh,
home.
oh, look at that. You're home. Hang on. Let me draw a line now. Um. Doot, 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 doot,
You're really
doot,
Looney
doot,
Tunesing
doot,
this one,
doot.
huh?
Yep. There we go. I'm home.
You're home. I think being home is a bit strange. Like obviously it's a relief to not be way out on the open sea anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And to be back with the people that we know and the place that we grew up. But there's definitely like in remembering what the empire was like, there's a bit of like looking at our culture and what we've built and going, how can we improve this, and how are we like, what are the places where we're kind of lying to ourselves, um
Right.
and how can we fix that?
Yeah.
But there's
What?
also
Yeah.
just a sense of exhaustion, like can we like just give me a couple of days to just sleep and get my land legs back, and then we can deal with that.
Yeah. There's a moment of like rest, a moment of like pause before the real work begins. Because you've gone half the journey. You've gone, even though it seems like a forever journey, you've only gone halfway, and the next step is the future, wherever you need to go.
Yeah, we had to learn about the past so that we could really take a look at our present and plan for what we want the future to look like.
And then we buy a goose for Bob Cratchit, and then we raise his salary, and we hold Christmas in our hearts for all our lives, right?
Sure. Aren't you Jewish? I know that was a Christmas Carol reference, but like, aren't you Jewish?
Not yet. Oh my god, that was so funny. I'm allowed to watch a Christmas Carol just because I'm
It's
Jewish, isn't it?
okay. Even we're still gonna be watching The Hogfather.
That's true. Oh boy. That was pretty funny. All right, I think this is a good. I think we played this game. We certainly played this game.
We certainly played the game. I think with another couple of plays and maybe some more people added into the mix, and maybe actually playing it in person and not on a
On
mishmash of various websites that we've cobbled together to suit our needs.
like it, yeah. a shambling mass of writhing websites.
I think it'll be. I think it's a lovely game, and I like some of the storytelling aspects that it has, and the uh I don't know. I'm an anthropologist, so I love things that are like, let's look at the history of something and see what the now is like because of it.
Yeah, I think that's really fun. I think that's why you kind of pick world building, city building games.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit.
Yeah, and I guess the reason why I pick like those one-on-one games is because I really love like relationships and how they foster and how they show up. But, you know,
Yeah,
each their own. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in.
yeah. Thank you, Justin Queerett. Uh, yes, for creating this game
Yes,
and
thank you
adding
so
it to
much.
the itch.io bundle that we both purchased so that we could play it. Um,
Yeah, that's where most of our games come from because that's a
there's like 1,000 games.
it's such a great bundle. Um, yeah. Thank you so much for watching and tune in for our next stream, probably tomorrow or Tuesday or
Yes.
Wednesday. At least we'll be streaming like we stream a lot. So come tune in.
The only days we don't stream right now are Thursday and Friday, and even then, I think Avery is over on Racius's channel most Fridays.
Mm-hmm. Playing some Pathfinder.
Wow, we do a lot.
Yeah.
What if Wednesday instead of Phasmophobia we played Warframe?
Ooh.
I
Okay.
just managed to, since I have a new computer now, I can finally fit Warframe on my computer again. And Avery has never played.
Right.
And I have forgotten a lot of how to play, so that should be interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Let's we're saying it, so that means we have to do it. So
You could play Phasmophobia some other time.
yeah, it's fine. I'll play it next Sunday. It's fine. Oh yeah. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next
Thanks for
time.
joining us.
Bye bye.